Hello folks, and welcome to day 10 of your Race to World First daily recap. My name is Kexman and I'm here to bring you all of the action from the race. Be sure to follow so you never miss out on any of your recaps. Before we get into it though, let's take a look at the leaderboard from our friends at Raider.io. Be sure to head over to raider.io/RWF for your live look at the race. This leaderboard is accurate as of 5:30 PM BST. In first place we have Liquid, Echo in second, Method in third, Hot Pot Hero in fourth, in fifth JTH, Zedbox in sixth, Instant Dollars in seventh, Fat Shark Yes in eighth, in ninth End Myth, and in 10th Honestly. During day one of the race, we wondered if we were ever going to see the days hitting double digits, with so many bosses falling to the top guilds. Nerub-ar Palace certainly lulled us into a false sense of security, however. Brood Twister Overnax, Nexus Princess Kaiveza, and Silken Court all proving to be much more difficult than their predecessors. Liquid, Echo, Method, and Hot Pot Hero all stand before the Queen herself, with Ansurek representing the final hurdle before glory. We saw all four guilds putting pulls in the day previously, all making as much progression as they possibly could. With slightly different changes between them, such as raid composition, they are all learning one important fact together. Consistency is of the utmost importance. Phase 1 and the intermission are all proving to be incredibly unforgiving, with the slightest mistake creating a domino effect that makes the following phase next to impossible. During their raid, we saw Liquid managing to nail Phase 1 more often than not, with them seeing a glimpse of Phase 3. Progression on the health of the boss was very slow, but progression on the fight was steady, and we saw them getting further and further into both Phase 2 and then eventually regular entries into Phase 3. With the spawning of the three acolytes, we thought the fight was already in an incredibly difficult place. Having to pick up the essences of the acolytes on death to then take them through the portals to avoid the large cutter seems to be an evolution of the siege mechanic that we saw on Farak. However, when we saw 4 acolyte spawns further into Phase 3, things started to look bleak for the teams. The sheer amount of damage taken by the raid coupled with the damage needed to kill them is massive, and we could see it on the faces of the raiders too. They ended their raid night on a best of 35.43% at over 7 minutes into the fight, so they have a long road ahead of them before they finish off the Queen. Echo, Method, and Hot Pot Hero were also in the same boat as Liquid, realizing that they needed to play perfectly to be able to see further into the boss. Echo were seeing progression into the platform adds of Phase 2, but were unable to get the same consistency as Liquid, with only 3 to 4 entries into Phase 3 compared to Liquid's 23. It went to show just how important consistency is. Meanwhile, Method and Hot Pot Hero were also finding it tough going, both of them unable to cleanly get out of the Phase 1 intermission. They seem to have their tactics down, but having one person die during Phase 1 is almost certainly going to cause a wipe, as the previously mentioned domino effect starts toppling fast for teams. As it currently stands, Echo is starting to get some clean attempts into Phase 3, with them even moving Bloodlust from Phase 2 into Phase 3 with a current best of 44.84%. Method, meanwhile, are still trying to find their groove in Phase 1 and the intermission, alongside Hot Pot Hero, with their best attempts sitting at 63.58% and 63.69% respectively. Meanwhile, outside of the Queen's Chambers, we have 2 Chinese guilds currently sat on Silken Court. JTH and Zedbox are looking to gatecrash the party at the top of the leaderboard as they take on the deadly duo. And it's a testament to the Chinese guilds, as we not only have Hot Pot Hero hanging with the big 3, but also many more of their region hanging out in the top 10 leaderboard. Speaking of the leaderboard, we also have guilds currently progressing on Nexus Princess, hoping to also get themselves into the Silken Court. Instant Dollars currently leads the charge with a very low wipe of 0.76%. And also a huge shout out to End Myth, who are sat at an almost unbelievable pull count of 460 on Kai'Veza, with a current best of 3.97%. Hopefully they are breaking through soon and can move on to the arguably easier Silkened Court. With the weekend ahead, we're in a fantastic position where we could see Echo manage to reach the levels of consistency that Liquid have found heading into Phase 3. Will we see Method and Hotpot Hero find that next level and catch up to both Liquid and Echo? Or will one of the guilds on Silken Court make it to Queen Ansurek? Only time will tell, so be sure to be here tomorrow so you don't miss out on your daily recap.